What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mel Case, and you are now tuned into the Middle Initial Podcast. Today is October 30th, 2023, and I'm here with my co-host, as usual, Jude A. Jackson and Kevin A. Lewis. Jude, say what's up to the people. Jude is muted and frozen. Kev, say what's up to the people.
What's going on? What's going on, man? I'm
I hope
good,
everything's
man. Good
going well.
weekend.
I didn't know I muted
Thank you for
myself. Hope
interrupting
everything's
my
going well.
time after you done muted yourself. That is appreciated. He muted himself, and now he wants to talk because my mic is unmuted. Okay. Anyway, it was good. It was good, man. Went out Saturday, had some fun. And I'm now having fun watching Giant fans bitch and moan about their team losing yesterday. So it's all good over here.
Definitely going to get into that. Jude, now you can talk since you missed your first opportunity. What's going on with you?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. Saturday was good, just relaxed. Sunday, same thing. Even though I had a little heart attack near the end of that game, but altogether, it was a good weekend altogether. I'm up in fantasy. I just need Josh Jacobs. I mean, he's probably going to do something, but let's hope the damage is limited. 5-3, baby. Let's go.
Jude is actually selling in fantasy. Kev, you're welcome. I'm taking out the number one seed for you right now. So, you're welcome.
Thanks.
You know,
Appreciate
that's
it.
me.
Didn't notice.
All I can do is play spoiler at number 11.
I appreciate it. Since your season's been over for like a month, I appreciate it.
It's been over for 3 weeks, bro.
Appreciate it.
3-4 weeks. We got a special guest tonight. Welcome back, Quincy Enunwa, former New York Jet wide receiver. Now, who you work for now? CBS, right?
No. I work with the Jets.
Work with the Jets. Yeah, that work with the Jets.
Yeah.
How's it going? Last time, it's been what? Let's see. We're in October. We haven't spoken almost over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Last time you were
over a year.
Right. Last time was like post retirement. You're trying to figure out, what you wanted to do.
Crazy.
And full circle, man. Full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Right.
Dang, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's good to be in this position. Still talking about the Jets. Season has been crazy. Everybody was looking for a different result. But now we're here, and it's like, wow, 4-3.
4-3.
Thing.
4-3 with Zach Wilson. 4-3 with all the injuries. 4-3 with all the hate. We'll get into the hate a little bit later. But we are 4-3.
Another blood sacrifice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know
you tweeted that.
Yeah, you peep. Every time we win, someone goes down. We're running out of players, man. We're running out of players. So we're about to, I think, to just hold some open tryouts. You know what I mean? Just put anybody in. And if they get hurt, we know a victory is coming. Because it's coming to cause. All 4 victories have come to cause. So,
okay. All right. Fair enough.
Hey, man, listen.
It's crazy.
Knock on wood. Don't walk on any ladders. Don't break any mirrors and anything like that. But so far, 4 wins, 4 injuries. Like, I don't want this to be the case.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
this is the case for us right now. So
it's crazy.
Hopefully, some help is on the way. Maybe we could go sprinkle some ashes on the field in the middle of the night. I don't know. That happened. Didn't the Saints do that the year they won the Super Bowl? Some voodoo person came and sprinkled some ashes in the end zone.
I mean, we can pull Kyrie right. We can pull Kyrie right now. Do some sage around that stadium. Purify it after watching the Giants.
Man. Every single win comes out of call. Something got to change, dog. Every single win, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's MetLife. I don't know if MetLife is on any type of ancient burial grounds or anything like that, or whatever. People are blaming Joe Namath.
Given the turf, who knows what the fuck is under it?
Another conversation.
You're right. You may have some inside information on that. We'll talk after the show. What's under the concrete? Oh man, if you're not familiar with the show, stop what you're doing right now. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you're here right now, go to the YouTube page. If you're on the YouTube page right now, hit the like, hit the comment, hit the share. Make sure you subscribe. If you're on Twitter, make sure you follow us at MIPod69. That's MIPod69 on Twitter or X, whatever you call it, and Instagram. Make sure you give us a follow, man, and support the brand. And we are going to start at the very beginning. Jets Giants recap. For those who weren't at the game, that's present company included. I was there. I know Jude and Kev wasn't. Q, were you there?
No, I couldn't make it because it was raining. We didn't get to set up our studio and stuff.
Well, I I don't. Well, of course, you'd be familiar with how it looks when it's a Giants home game, but
Yeah.
I've never been to a Giants home game. So yesterday was technically, my first Giants home game, and pulling up
Mhm.
to the stadium, it's a sea of blue. In comparison to what the Jets do at home, what the Giants do at home, it's a completely different
Mhm.
thing. Like
Yeah.
it looks
Mhm.
different. The atmosphere looks different. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I would say it's a whole different vibe, honestly. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like some of the things that they do.
Mhm. Yeah, it feels like it. Well, I mean, maybe it's the history, maybe it's the four championships. I
Mhm.
don't know.
Yeah.
They do a little more for their fans. Um, I,
What
I
that
will
mean?
say, this much though. The Jets,
What that
what
mean?
you mean?
That
They
I
mean?
do
mean,
more for their
I want you to
fans.
expound on that one. I'm not gonna let that one
Yes.
go. I want you to expound.
I mean, look, I've been to Jets home games clearly,
Mhm.
and my first Giants home game. It just looks and feels different. Like it just feels more catered to, you guys got rings. We're gonna treat you a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Oh,
A
okay,
Oh.
little bit better. Like
okay.
guys were
Oh.
being turned. Guys were being turned away. Like we pulled up to, most of the people come and tailgate. They were turning people
Mhm.
away. Like, if you don't have a parking pass, you gotta go. They were like
Oh.
really strict.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Um, but what do you expect for a team that hasn't started a black quarterback? Sorry,
Oh. I
I didn't
want to
want to
get into
say.
this a little bit. I want to
We're
get into this a little
we're
bit
hitting
too.
on all we hitting on all the greatest hits today, baby. Let's
Hey,
go.
hey, hey! I was hearing spirit according to Jude last week, so I got a lot to get off my chest. But
Sure.
Tyrod Taylor being the first black quarterback to win a game for the
Mhm.
Giants and the
It's
Mhm.
second
crazy.
starter since 1925
It's crazy.
Mhm.
is crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is.
That's all I'll say.
Listen.
Yeah,
And
I
now
hate
Daniel and
what I'll
Mhm.
say on it. Just one thing is,
Go
I
ahead.
hate that Gino
Mhm.
was the one that had to kind of go out there and have the
Sacrificial
situation happen.
lamb.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. That sucked. Yeah,
It would.
yeah. That
Yeah.
was a
Let's
whole
just say it
mess.
would have
That
ended.
sucked.
It would have ended. The drought would have ended 98 years earlier if they had continued to
Mhm.
play Gino, and he would have won a game.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Also,
now
John
also, Ben,
Morris.
also Ben
Yeah.
McAdoo was right. By the way, I just
yes,
want
Ben
to throw that
McAdoo
one
was
out
right.
there. Ben McAdoo
And he
thought
paid
Eli
for
was
it with his
cooked. He was
job.
correct. Ben McAdoo thought Geno Smith could play. He was correct. Ben McAdoo liked
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes as a prospect. He was correct. There you go.
He
That is
was
all.
right.
Points were
He was right.
made.
And he paid for it with his job. Morris
Yes.
was like, yeah, this is too much. Like you saw how Daniel Jones is rushing back now. Like then all of a sudden his neck feels better. It's like
I'm so
you
glad.
got
I'm
one
so
fire
glad.
time.
I'm so glad you brought that up
I was gonna
because,
get to
like,
that
them
too.
telling us he was cleared after
Yes.
Tyrod, excuse
Mhm.
me, hurt his ribs. I don't think that was a coincidence. Like,
It wasn't.
color me the cynic here. That's fine. I don't think that was a coincidence.
Mm.
It definitely wasn't.
Mhm.
But like to give an example, is to say that he was cleared for. I think it was Rich who dropped the bomb. To say that he was cleared before the game and they sat him out. Quincy, do you think the Giants were afraid that he would re-injure his neck if he played against the Jets yesterday?
Well, you know me, I have some experience with it, so I wouldn't be surprised if that played a part. You know that it might be a tough game against the D line, but I don't think that it was like he can't play. I mean, it's just there are certain situations maybe that you just want to be careful about. If you don't have to, you don't want to rush it if you don't have to. Because like with me,
Mhm.
I ended up going out there messing it up, and then that was it. So I don't know the severity of his injury. I don't know, what exactly it is, but it's definitely nothing to play with, especially in football.
Mm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So but to get to the game though, after tailgating, shout out to my guys. We had a good group out there. Definitely had some VSOP, Hennessy. Definitely had some 1738. Some turkey burgers, some jerk chicken. I say
I gotta
that
You
go to
got
a
all
because
the
trip
hits,
tailgate
huh?
one time, man. That's the one thing I still
hey,
gotta do.
got to come to a tailgate because
Mhm.
this the
How
lubrication
early?
was definitely
How
there.
early do people come to the tailgates? Because like our show is 2 hours before the game.
Ooh, so you would have to be there at 9 o'clock. I mean, we usually get there. We try to get there as soon as the gate opens.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, Black Friday might be the better shot for you. Black Friday because you have more time. Black Friday. I think Black
Yeah, we
Friday
started with
starts at
11.
11 for Black Friday. You have Black Friday tailgate coming up with Yeah, be on the lookout for that. If you follow us on Twitter or X, MI Pod, we're going to be there Black Friday for Nick and Nick's Tailgates, sponsored by Profit Exchange and Paul's University. Paul's for a cause. We're definitely raising money for dogs. So if you're a pet lover like myself, you have a dog, definitely come out for the Black Friday tailgate. Tickets are available. Tickets are limited, so make sure you guys come out. But yes, definitely had the VSOP, definitely had the 1738 going. So we went in there lit. I was definitely sitting in the 333 section, so I had to be lit to go through the 333 section because I'm a man behind enemy lines at this point. I'm realizing I thought it would be a little even with the green and the blue. It was mostly blue.
I have a quick question,
to-
Case. Were there like fights around and everything? Like, were you like seeing
No.
Jets and Giants? Oh, so there wasn't
No.
any of that.
No, I think stuff like that activity is kind of reserved for like Giants, Commanders, or Eagles, Giants, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't
fair.
think Jets fans. I mean, not saying Jets fans are in the fights. I don't think Jets fans have a deep, even with the Patriots coming to town, it's not that bad, So I don't think we have a deep, heated rivalry with anybody's fan base to the point where it's throwing blows. And much less these guys lately have been throwing blows at each other. Like guys who've been fighting. Like the Patriots got God bless the Patriots who got killed. He got hit by a fellow fan. You know what I mean? And we've seen guys just like it's crazy. You know what I mean? So
I think everybody was
it was
just too mad that the game sucked as much as it did to be fighting each other. They were just mad that they paid American dollars to actually watch it. It was like, why in the rain, no less. It was like, why fight a point? I'd rather fight myself internally for paying money to be here.
It's a bevy of things. It's a bevy of things to choose from. But to be honest, I was actually in the friends and family section, which is not the friends and family section on the road. It just puts in 330s. So I was sitting next to a punter. He went to Western Michigan with Zaire Barnes, I believe. So he was like asking who I knew and stuff like that, whatever. So good conversation. Giants fans around. It was cool, man. Halftime up 7-3. I was lit, so I was telling Giants fans where to go, what to do it.
At 7-3. Oh my god!
But yeah, listen. Thankfully, I had enough alcohol in my system to not realize that the Giants were not passing the ball, and outside of that one 50-yard touchdown pass to Brees Hall, there was not much offense to be had at the game. So
to say the least.
To say the very least. So alcohol saves me from at least, sitting through that first half.
How was the rain?
You were just blissfully unaware, huh?
Yeah, the rain in the stadium was, if you're sitting in the 330s, all right, so and it's at the tailgate itself. And that's another thing too. Giants fans are very good with their tent coverage. Every tailgate had tents. I'll say that, and I'm not trying to say Giants fans are better fans, but in comparison, Giants fans had tons of tent coverage. We had 2 tents ourselves, you know what I mean? So it rained around maybe 10 o'clock, 11, like heavy. It rained like twice heavy. And then by the time the game started, it was kind of like steady. If you're in the 330 section, there is some sort of coverage over the 330. And I think that's by the stadium lights. It wasn't that bad. But I was definitely soaked, at least front and back and, pants or everything like that. They were ponchos not given away. And I think teams need to do better about that too, like give away ponchos during rainy games. But I'm not going to complain too much. But it wasn't that bad. And then I stuck down to the 128 section later. Yeah, because if you look where we were sitting, there were a lot of empty seats. So where my guys was in, who I came with, they had a whole row behind them that was empty. So I actually snuck, which is a long walk too, from the 330. So the 333 is on one side, the 120 is on the other side. So to go all.
Yeah, how long did it take you? A quarter?
Bro, it took me almost. Took me like a 2-minute warning plus a halftime break to get over there. But I mean, the game being so lackluster, I didn't miss anything. So
you missed some handoffs, some exciting handoffs.
Yeah,
no, you missed some great punts.
No, I did miss Saquon's long run. I did miss that part. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty though, because like I said, between the first touchdown and the Giants touchdown, there's not much action going on. Both sides were playing solid defense. Kayvon had a career game. Jermaine Johnson had a career game. These are two guys that we've debated before who we were going to draft. A lot of us were big on KT. But I mean, Outside of that, it was definitely a trenches battle. I would say the Giants won the trenches battle as far as the running concern, even though they ran like 40 something times. Brees couldn't get it going. But, Zach played pretty much fairly mistake free football as far as throwing the ball. No real, I think maybe one or two were like really inaccurate, but I'll let Q break those down. Um, the final minute and change. So this is where shit gets crazy. Zach gets sacked on that last play. We're done. We got up, we're out. Giants fans are heckling, it's our stadium, your little brother. We're out of here. We walk out. It's not that we didn't take that much time. I don't know how 3 plays went that quickly on offense. My boy went to the bathroom. When we turned, look at the screen, the Jets had the ball. So we like,
Oh.
I'm like, what the hell? How did the Jets get the ball like that quick? We just saw the stack was a minute change left. I know they have 2 timeouts, but there's no 2-minute warning. It should be done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we didn't see the fact that the Giants missed the field goal. Okay.
That's
We see the
another
complete
thing.
we see the complete pass to Garrett Wilson. And we see the pass at Lazard. And by then we're running it. We were running it. We're like running to get back to our seats. So we and I have video. I don't have it present, but I have video. So we get to see the Jets tie the game in the overtime. Now this is the part where Kev is going to take over at this point. Coin toss. I think it was the Jets took tails number fails. Coin toss was head, and the Giants selected to receive. Kevin, what's your problem with the Giants at that point in time? Selected to
Bro.
receive.
We all watched that game, right? Right. Okay. What made them think that the cleanest avenue for them to win was to receive the football? What? And then on top of that, if they received the football and actually let the guy play like a professional quarterback, it'd be like, okay, fine.
Right.
Bro, they got one penalty. They threw 3 swing passes, and it was like, this is what you chose to take the ball for. And the funny thing is, like, before the coin toss, I'm like, I really hope the Jets don't win the coin toss. Like, I don't want them to receive the football. And if they win the coin toss, they should kick the ball. Them brothers have a UPS worker playing quarterback today. Just give them the football. If they do somehow, I don't even know what to say. You gotta tip your cap. You gotta be embarrassed. Whatever applies here. But them receiving when they said they received the football, I'm like, yo, did I hear that wrong? Like they received the football. Did the referee get this wrong? Because referees have gotten that wrong before. Like they've heard some stuff. No, they actually received the football. I was stunned. I couldn't believe that they won. When I heard they won, I was like, oh damn it, they're gonna kick the ball, ain't they? The Giants choose to receive. I'm like, receive what? Blessings? There's no way. Receive what? What? Bro? I couldn't believe. But then they got the ball, and I'm like, I can't wait to see what this possession is going to be because they have to have a plan. No, that's what they did. No, they did. They just like, all right, we're going to throw the ball to Saquon. That's what we're going to do. We're going to throw swing passes to Saquon, who, the entire stadium knew he was getting the ball. Every play. I have never seen anything like it. And I've watched a lot of football. Every play was like, all right, which direction is 26 going? Is it left? Is it right? Is it overtime? They jazz it up a little bit. We're gonna throw in the ball instead.
Bro, I think they ran the same.
I
think they ran the same play like back to back.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
And we're watching like, they're selling. We're there like, they're selling. They're
if the Giants are trying to tank, that is one of the most beautiful ways of tanking I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm pro tank.
It was weird though.
It was
very weird.
But before you go, Q, I'm gonna ask you this question, and I said this as well. It's easier, and I'll say this to everybody: easier and better to watch the game via broadcast than live because you miss out on a lot. Like you don't show a lot of replays. You don't get any help from the announcer. So if you're not in tune, like really in tune, watching the game, have like perfect seating, you're not really getting what you need as a fan from the game watching it live. So from your perspective, Q, because you definitely watch the game from not only being a former professional, but even a current professional as an analyst now. Yeah. What were you seeing out of that game that just made you go, huh?
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy you say that. So for me, honestly, watching it live is a lot better for me. So yeah, I got a whole theory about this, but I feel like the NFL, like, they really want you to focus on the quarterback more than anything else. I think that's why you get so much negative pub to the quarterback, but also a lot of positive because you're watching mainly the quarterback over everybody else. But you're not getting the whole chance to see the whole play and feel. So that's why I like with the Thursday night games, they have the AWS. And so then you can watch like the other views that they have. And one of them is like showing receivers getting open and stuff. But for me, it's helpful because then I can say, okay, the reason why he got sacked here is because there was nobody open. So he's trying to make a play, but everything's happening all at the same time. Or, there's this going on, the coverage is going on. So it gives me a better picture, if I ever watch it live. And I've been in MetLife so many times now that I know where the TVs are. So they have the screens, but then if you're looking on our sideline towards that back right corner, no, okay. So like diagonal from our sideline, like if you look over, there's a TV right there and it shows a TV copy. When I was playing, I would sit on the bench and sometimes I would go and just be watching the TV right there to see like maybe a game or if there's another view. But so now that I'm on this side, like when I'm sitting in the stands or whatever, I look at that TV sometimes to see, what the copies are, or if I'm not in the suite. Anyways, I'm rambling, but it's a lot easier for me. So when I watch it on TV, there's a lot that I miss. So I wait till tomorrow or today, to watch it on the All 22. That way I can see the whole picture. And then I can give you a better idea of what I know is going on.
Right. The All 22 definitely helps. Shout out to the people who have NFL Plus. You do get to see a different view. And shout out to Amazon for that new thing, especially with the AI, because they're so good it's kind of scary because they're predicting stuff.
Frightening. Yes.
So listen, Michigan is already in trouble from doing some stuff. So I don't know. Maybe want to keep the AI away from them,
Case, I have a quick question. Oh,
go ahead, Jude.
No, I want to go back to what Kev was saying about the swing passes that were crazy. I want to ask you, Case. At the game, were they really chanting "throw the ball, throw the ball"?
Oh.
Were they really chanting that?
Yes. Bro,
that one was really like, "Here, damn, here's the ball thrown. Happy now?"
Bro, we were chanting for them because it was just like, yo, you're not doing anything. Like, you're not doing anything. Like, there were certain points in time during the game. Like I said, if it wasn't for the fact that I was drinking, I probably would have fell asleep. The game was pretty much boring at one point. It's just boring at certain points in time. Like, all right, these are exciting plays. The Brees Hall 50-yard touchdown, the Saquon Barkley run, the pass to Garrett Wilson, the pass to Lazard. That's it. Like most of the plays that were exciting were on offense. Of course, the defensive plays, like the 3 sacks that came on, the Bryce Huff sack was huge. I don't know if it was. I think it was JJ's second sack. He crushed it. He crushed DeVito on the second sack. Like, I'm surprised he threw a flag. He blew him the fuck up. Like, he blew him up crazy. But those were the exciting plays. Were at least 10 exciting plays. Everything else was rigmarole, basic stuff, and this nonsense. Now, it's not on the Jets side of the ball per se. I mean, Brees Hall couldn't get much going running wise, but they tried. At least they were trying to be vertical. The Giants were trying to be vertical at all. So when they got the ball in overtime and we're just watching them sell, I'm like, they must think their defense could stop us and they'll get the ball back and change field position. But the first fumble, of course, was a strip sack. That's a culmination of Zach holding the ball too long, and I guess he's and gets beat. And Q, I'm gonna ask you, Q. A tackle. All right, so the release time they're saying is like 2.5 seconds. So a tackle probably has, on average, maybe 3 seconds. Say it's a good block. If Zach is holding the ball a little bit longer, how much of it is still on the tackle position if he gets sacked?
So then that's where the nuance of the game is. So it's really, so when I watched it, I still got to watch all 22. I just pulled it up. It finally came up. But so from what I saw on the TV copy, it looked like guys weren't getting open. So once he went back, he then needed one more beat so that he could move because he was feeling pressure. But because it was Dexter Lawrence up the middle, I think, and then Kayvon coming around the corner. So he felt pressure and he had to move out of the pocket. But as he's trying to do that, Kayvon is coming faster than Dexter Lawrence was. So it was like 1 step, 2 step. I'm looking to see where else I can go, not knowing that somebody else was already behind me. Strip fumble, sack fumble. So, it's tough. It's tough on all ends, right? Like you want somebody to get open, but you also don't want. I think it was a center to get beat. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm on social media saying so much about Zach. It's not like I don't like I think Zach is in a different position than people are expecting of him. Like he's a starting quarterback, but he really wasn't supposed to come into the season as a starting quarterback. So you really got to look at him as a backup, and you can't look at him as this third-year rookie anymore because the Jets kind of not gave up on him, but they kind of like okay, let's say Aaron Rodgers played this year, right? He plays well, then he plays again next year. Are they giving Zach the fifth-year option? Probably not. You know what I mean? So now he's in this position now. I mean, there's no real like long-term future. So I don't think you should look at him as like the future of the team. He's somebody that's playing as a backup, and he's improving. He's answering the questions well. He's doing what he has to do. He's not turning the ball over. I mean, last game, yeah, but like third string center and then a strip sack from a guy. He didn't have enough. To me, I feel like he's doing better than most backups would do in this situation. Unless you got a really good backup, he's about. I mean, we had Mike White, and he was making a whole lot of plays, but they weren't getting no wins. It's the same defense, So at the end of the day, I think that's my only thing. Like, I don't, I'm not here to make this dude seem like he's like, the next Tom Brady. But I think that, some of the heat on him doesn't match the position that he's in right now. Like, if you want to give somebody heat, maybe the organization, maybe somebody else, but like, he wasn't supposed to play this year. You know what I mean? Like,
he was honestly like a garden variety backup.
And that's a huge improvement.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't even. Sometimes there were times where he wasn't even serviceable last year. You know what I mean? So there's a reason why they had to bench him. So, I think he's making a huge improvement. And even just watching the film, like I'm seeing kind of the way that he's, just being smarter. Like he's not doing the whole for me, the thing that was most frustrating was he would get back and then do that spin, and then he would go back 10 yards and another 10 yards.
Yes.
I don't miss that.
Yeah, so you're not seeing that this year, and that's huge. That's an improvement, right? So he's maturing, and so yeah, I don't want to go on and on about Zach. Unless we want to talk about Zach, but yeah, I think he's doing well for it.
And I think the big thing too with this game is, he had some very bad moments like that fourth down sack. You can't have a fourth down sack, but for the most part, I mean, if you look at the fact they had two centers go down, which I don't think I've ever seen in an NFL game, not one center go down, but two centers go down. And so you have your third string center, it's raining conditions, all of that stuff. I mean, I'm not going to say Zach played like great, but he played well enough considering the circumstances. I will say, and I've been talking about this with some people, I honestly do think, I don't know, Quincy, maybe it might be, do you think they should go to a more hurry-up offense, so to speak, not hurry-up, but maybe up-tempo? Because it seems like Zach does best when he doesn't think.
So
I'm saying it like I would just say, like, when he,
I'll say this because I agree that he does play better in hurry-up, but I want to also bring in some other points, right? Like they said they had 8 drops last game, 8 drops, and then I think I forgot what the penalties were, but the penalties was, they had a penalty.
Oh, it was like 100 yards worth of it. It was bad.
Yeah, something bad, right? So when you think about all those things, whether it happens in hurry up or it happens in regular, it's not going to improve the game. You know what I mean? So it's not just Zach that's performing better when they go hurry up. Everybody is performing better because they don't also have to think. You know what I mean? It's all vanilla.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hurry up is like, I just get there and I play football. It's not like I got to think about what's going on because it's going to be bland. They can't disguise nothing. So I'm going out there. I know exactly what coverage is going against. I know exactly what rush you're going to do. You're probably tired, so you're not going to do too much. You know what I mean? So everybody's like, oh, is Zach playing better? And it is Zach playing better, but the team is playing better.
Absolutely. And Zach, he has looked better. Well, I mean, we've been saying this, well, not us, but it's been said that Zach has looked better on the run. His play action has definitely improved. His play action passing.
Yeah, he had a beautiful fake yesterday, like the second.
That
was fantastic. I really enjoyed that.
Pass to Uzama that got us. Well, that's one of the other plays probably I forgot, but the pass to Uzama that got us on our feet was a beautiful play action play. to the outside. I mean, like I said, the plays were far and few in between while you were watching. But I mean, I don't want to put like to Q's point. If if Aaron Rodgers was only out for 8 weeks and he wasn't out for like possibly the whole season, everybody would be praising Zach to the highest point. The fact that they don't know if Rodgers is coming back, I don't care how much teasing and pussyfoot he got going on with the whole I'm throwing and everything, whatever. We won't know until he says, and I'm taking what he says with a grain of salt because I don't want to think, oh, Rodgers coming back until I hear he's been cleared for certain activities that gives us more of a realistic timetable. Zach he's who we have for the rest of the season. But if we just put that in a box and say Rodgers is out for 8 weeks and you're 4-3, oh Zach has done amazing. The conversation switches. But because it's touch and go, it's like, oh well, Zach is this, Zach is that. He can't be this. I've seen the doom and gloom on the timeline. Oh, he can't be that and win the game. I'm like, what did Zach not do? He did like.
That's why I said you got to think of him as a backup. Like people are thinking about him as like the long-term starter. And I think that's no disrespect to Zach, right? I think right now in the business of the NFL, that's not how they're looking at him. You know what I mean? They brought in Aaron Rodgers, and they're talking about long-term. They're talking about multiple years. So that means they got to give Zach a contract. They're not going to give him a fifth-year option right now. They don't feel confident enough. So unless that changes, and they're like, okay, we're going to give you the first, then you can say, okay, this guy's our guy for the future. But I mean, I don't think they didn't give Sam one either, right?
Sam I don't think so. I don't think so.
Before that, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, they traded him. Yeah, they traded him to Carolina before that. Carolina picked him up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, unless Zach makes a huge change, it's the same thing. So you got to think, okay, you already got your real starter in Aaron Rodgers whenever he comes back. So
I mean, the longer this goes, I mean, let's say for argument's sake, Aaron Rodgers somehow miraculously comes back in December, and the Jets are a half game out. I think there's a world where you say we can bring back Zach on maybe a negotiable type.
I think you can. No, I like I said, like if I look at him as a backup, he can stay here long term as a backup and come in and continue to improve, and you play him. But right now, he's not showing that he's a starter full time consistently. So that's why I don't look at him. But if he continues to improve, then I'll look at him differently.
Right, or you go to San Francisco
and he's improved a lot from last year to this year. So who knows where the improvement goes next? Like the development isn't linear for everybody. Like there isn't one development plan that works for everybody. Some guys take longer. Some guys are it from the minute they get into the league.
Look at Gino.
This guy was.
I'm never gonna say a guy sucks. So it's that's also hard for me. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna talk him up. But like unless you gotta really like, I gotta watch the film and be like. I don't want to get too far.
That's where we can take the heat. We can do
But for me, I'm being honest though. I'm not being a homer. Like I really don't think Zach sucks. You know what I mean? I think that the way we should look at him is a backup quarterback. Like I'm not. That's not even me. Like I know I work for the Jets, so it's hard for to think that. But
I get it.
I genuinely believe, like, because I played with a young quarterback in Sam and knowing like the things that they got to go through, I genuinely believe that he doesn't suck. He's not it right now. That's why I don't look at him as like the long-term starter.
And also, Q, you got to be careful because Zach might want to meet you in the parking lot or something. Like, what you?
I don't know exactly what that's.
Let's not get crazy.
Listen, we're not gonna have no Steve Smith and
right. That's what I'm.
It's not. I respect Steve Smith because he had the same age and stuff, But I think he understood that he probably took the wrong route there.
Right.
Getting back to. I have a question for you, Q.
Go ahead, Drew.
No, I had a funny question. You could go after Case.
Oh well, let's go get back to the game. So now let's go back to the fourth quarter real quick. And the part where I said we turned our back and they just had the ball. Brian Dable's decision to go for a field goal on 4th and 1. Now, we on this show, and I don't know how in tune you've been with this show, but on this show, Kev usually has the more poignant views when it comes to 4th and 1. And I give him his props. He's been right. I even said it to myself. Why in the hell are the Giants kicking the ball on 4th and 1?
Yeah.
Like it's 4th and 1. You where you're at from where you're at right now. If you unless you have a 10-yard loss on a rush, you run straight up the middle. You kill a little bit more. You kill maybe a couple more seconds of the clock, but you
You end
don't.
the game.
And, I mean,
It
or
ends
end
the
the game on the
game.
first
That's
down.
it.
Yeah.
That's
It
it.
ends the
Like,
game.
you get 1 yard, the game is done.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
And
NFL teams take like the most roundabout ways to try to win a football game, and it really baffles the shit out of me. Go ahead.
1 yard. What a yard is like.
1 yard. Like you get one, like it's 4th and 1. Listen, and mind you, usually I'm way more heavy-handed on this stuff. Like I would just outright be like, "Yo, that was stupid." I don't even think his decision was necessarily stupid because if you make the field goal, if actually, let me revise that. His kicker is injured. Yes, it was stupid. No, I forgot his kicker. All right, his kicker was had already missed the field goal in the game. No,
What was the
that
injury? I missed that.
baffling.
Yeah,
It was like
I don't know what
I
the
don't
injury
know what
was.
was.
They said he was injured.
His
I think
leg,
it was like a
bro.
groin or something.
His
leg.
leg, bro. Something in his fucking leg, I think, right? His leg. Groin,
I didn't hear.
something.
See, that's the thing. Again, that's the thing. We're in the stands unless it's announced or you see.
Yeah,
it
I didn't know
somewhere
he
or
was
someone
hurt
tells you.
until this morning, and they were like,
I think he was battling an
send
injury.
the kicker out there again." I'm like, "That's a fair question."
Yeah, I
He
think he
made
was
his
battling an
first
injury
game,
throughout the year because he's
Yeah.
been like Grant Beno was really good like these last few years, and this year he's kind of been
Yeah,
like not
right.
that
But
great.
it's
So I
like-
think it's been that yeah.
Me?
His knee.
Mhm.
Oh, it's knee.
Right.
Okay.
So
It's like,
So it's been a nagging
you got
injury.
1 yard to win a football game. Like that's the quickest path to winning the football game. You don't have to. If you get 1 yard, it's literally over. There's no variables. There's no if but this. There's no. You get 1 yard, one, and mind you,
Right.
they had some success on the ground. Quite frankly, more than they should have, given that everybody in the tri-state area knew who the hell was getting the ball every single play, and Saquon still got 130 yards rushing or whatever it was. So they had plenty of success. And it's like you have 1 yard to gain, and it's like, nah, you know what? Let's kick a field goal with my injured kicker, and let's see how that goes. And it's like you're then opening up yourself to so many other variables that you just don't need to if you get 1 yard. And if you don't get the yard, okay, then my defense has to stop them again, which they were going to have to anyway.
yeah,
Very puzzling.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, even if the Giants kick the field goal, they go up 13-7. You could kind of, I mean, it's one of those decisions where it's like, yeah, if he wasn't injured, you probably could see the logic because the Jets haven't done anything all day. But at the same time, it's like you're still leaving it up to chance, and you saw how quick the Jets got down the field. It was 2 plays; they got down the field in 20 some odd seconds. And
It's like behind door number 1, it's get 1 yard and the game is finished. Behind door number 2 is kick the field goal. Then you got to kick the ball off. Then you got to stop them. It's like it's just 1 yard. It's just 1 yard, not 3, not 6, just 1. That's the quickest and easiest path to win the game. I'm not saying in every single situation you got to kick the field goal. I mean, you got to go for it. Yes, context matters. Blah blah blah. Okay, cool. But 1 yard wins the game. There's no other context needed. Simple as that. 1 yard, unless you fumble the snap on the kneel down, 1 yard wins the football game. That's it.
And I want to give a special shout out. I want to give a special shout out to Kayvon Thibodeau for telling the refs, slowing down and everything, doing super slow-mo that he was onside. It's like, dude, these are old-ass men. They are not slowing down in real time. You looked offside. And that helped the Jets. And I also want to give a he's tweeted out that nice super slow-mo and been like, hey, I wasn't offside. No,
he tweeted out a super slow-mo of him not being offside, allegedly not being offside.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
somebody either from the Giants media or Giants blogger tweeted that out, and then he got hold of it and whatever. I mean, it's touch and go. I mean, neutral zone infraction is very like if your head is over the ball or your arm, whatever. But it's somebody said this, and it makes the most sense. Just because you slow it down doesn't mean the refs see that. The refs don't look in slow motion.
Right.
So if you're leaned over, and it's a timing thing, right? Because look at the right tackle from the Chiefs. He's stepping back every time before the snap. Now, I think it was Ledger who said that it's not his fault that there's a loophole and he's allowed to move or whatever the case may be. But we've seen it's been blatant, right? But if you're doing slow motion, of course it looks like whatever. But the refs don't see in slow motion. It's just.
And I also want to give another special shout out to the second to last play regulation, which was a couple of things. First, shout out to the Giants player for immediately getting off the Alan Lazard as soon as he fell down. Appreciate that. Thank you. Didn't stand on him. So shout out to that great coaching right there. Shout out also to the ref for actually spotting the ball, because some W fan
buddy,
members are like, he
that's
didn't
good.
spot the ball. He didn't spot the ball.
That's
It's like,
been
he
such
touched the ball,
that's
he
been such a
spotted.
conversation topic,
I
and
mean,
it's great.
I think
The
the new
why
wine-
don't
rule.
you- why-
I think the new
Why don't
rule
the
with the
culture players
whole.
better?
I think the new rule with the whole spot, not the spotting the ball thing, but what you were talking about, like sitting on the play or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they're not like so. I know that on offense they're not allowed to like run the ball around, like run backwards and stuff like that anymore. That's like they do like a whole they're spotted from the time they did or whatever, so you can't run the clock that way no more. And I don't think you can intentionally impede somebody for the clock to run. I think
that's true.
NFL
It's insane that it took a long time for that to be passed. Like you just sit on somebody. Like what is that not a literal delay of game? Like in the literal sense, delay of game. Like,
but the easiest thing for the NFL to do is the college rule. First down, under 2 minutes. Stop the clock. Stop the clock.
That would make these games so long. I mean, it would make it more exciting, but it would make them so.
It wouldn't, but it's a level of.
Oh yes. Oh no, it would make them longer. Bro, they review every other play already as it is.
Here's the logic behind it, though. Mm-hmm. In that situation, it's a first down. We're waiting for a 50-something-year-old ref to run from back behind you while the rest of the team is a team of athletes already sprinting past you and they're ready to line up. Now we have to wait for your old ass to come and pick up the ball and put it on the right hashtag.
Is this an ageist podcast now?
Well, and listen, Q, am I making sense or am I not making sense? You run a 4.4 in college, and
he was not going to co-sign your ageism case. You got to stick with that.
You ran a 4.4 in college, and therefore a ref who maybe run a 4.10 or 5 flat to come catch up. You know what I mean? Like these are trained athletes who've been running up and down the field for four quarters. You still got to wait for the old man to run up and catch up.
You're making the case though. They do need to, obviously, kind of switch up, some of the guys.
Yeah, something has to change. But I mean, hey, the Giants' follies will work to our benefit, and we won. And here's the thing about yesterday that I'm not understanding. We're gonna jump right into this real quick. The hate, stop hating, bro. Sean Morash, I'm not giving you no more. I don't want to give you no more shine. You already get for yourself. Sean Morash.
Yeah, let's stop giving that dude shine. But yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to give him any shine, but I just got to say, Sean Morash, Boomer Science, and WFAN 660, and all other adults who do the media stuff for the Giants, Tiki and them. Listen, man, it's not our fault that the Giants are bad. It's not our fault. It's not our fault that the Giants decided to pay Daniel Jones $160 million to be the franchise quarterback. It's not our fault. It's not our fault that you guys felt like Darren Waller and some guy who beat Sauce Gardner in a preseason game.
All right.
Oh,
let's leave Darren Waller out of this. He ain't just.
No. I'm just saying it's not our fault that the guys that you selected on offense haven't panned out on offense.
Darren Waller has panned out. We can leave him out of that.
For the Giants,
he's been fine.
Yeah, he's been fine.
He's been fine.
Yeah, he's been the only good player on offense besides Saquon.
He's been fine. This is not his fault. He had 18 catches the last 2 weeks combined. He's been fine.
I'll let you tell it, but still.
I was impressed with Jalen Hylett today. I was impressed with Jalen Hylett yesterday. He had an impressive performance, another 0-yard game after that impressive preseason game where he had a 0-yard incompletion.
Cornerback, like great cornerbacks are the most irrational people on earth. I really love them for it. I like Sauce is like, hey, but how many passing yards did they have? My brother, they didn't pass the ball for three. It was so like he was dead serious. That's the funniest part about this. And I'm like, bro, did Sauce watch the game? Like he was on the field. I know he saw it. Like I know he must have realized, he's out here doing cardio. Go ahead, Drew.
Bro, I was going to say, after that fourth down, he actually said that he actually turned away because he thought the game was over.
So did everybody else.
Bro,
that's a level, honestly, like, I respect because he didn't have to tell us that, and he did. But so did everybody else.
We were hated on this entire week for no reason. It's the Jets-Giants game. It's not that serious. We play every 4 years.
And the Giants stink. It's not even like, the Giants are playing for something and we're standing in their way. No, y'all are 2-5. We're 2-5. Now y'all 2-6.
Kev, they always are playing for something because don't you remember the Giants' way is it's never over. Because the Giants, remember the year the Giants were like 1-5, they still thought they could have a chance to go to the playoffs.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And they were like counting other
Brother.
teams' losses and like, if we go on a streak, and I'm like, bro, your
Listen,
percentage
you
is
know
like,
how you know how they say when it's over, the fat lady starts singing. The fat lady on her last note is over.
bro, they
It's
felt
cooked.
like they
It's
listen.
done.
If they
It's
had
done.
won, if they had won, and with combined with the Commanders' loss, and the Giants could beat the
Nah,
Commanders.
it was done before then, though.
I'm
Like, it
not,
was
I'm not,
done. It's
I'm
been
not,
done.
Kev,
It's fine.
I'm not debating that. I'm just
I know
saying.
that. I know you're not. But
Their
the Giants
thought
fans saying
process-
it doesn't. Fans being delusional means nothing to me. Like, okay, y'all are watching it. Y'all are hoping because you don't want to waste your 3 hours every Sunday on some nonsense. Basically, like, cool. That don't make anything that's over.
Yeah, but
Daniel
that's
Jones, your
how
quarterback.
the
This is
irrational
done.
hate comes into play. Sean Morash saying that Zach Wilson should have gone apple picking with his girlfriend in Utah. He should have been at the facility the entire week. So I'm gonna ask you.
I will say this, and this is hypocritical coming from me because our podcast account quite literally quote tweeted Sean Morash this morning, and that's okay. I'll say what I want to say anyway. The people who quote tweet that guy are the problem. It's not even him anymore. It's not him. Like his stupid ass sake, we are all familiar. Everybody is familiar with everybody in the tri-state who has a damn Twitter account and thumbs that work are familiar with Sean Morash's ways, if you want to call him that, his ways, whatever, his opinions. And every opinion is worse than the last, and he carries himself like a spoiled 13-year-old who's just introducing himself to football. And every week, people take the bait. Every week we gotta see. I see Sean. I need to mute his name, by the way. Now that we're talking about this, because I'm tired of seeing his tweets. Every week, people take the bait. It's like you're just giving him what he wants. This is exactly what he wants. This is exactly what WFAN wants. Because when was the last time you heard somebody in real life say, "Yo, I listened to WFAN yesterday"? I'm not even shitting on them. Like, clearly they have a base, right?
Yes.
But if they were doing as good as they were doing when I was a kid, yes, that was a long time ago. I am old. If they were doing as good as they were then, would we need clear engagement fishing like this? I don't think so.
But Kev, that's not the point, Kev. The point is we were directly in line for a bunch of hate for no reason.
No, you're making your point. I'm making mine. Mine is fuck him.
Listen,
like, your point is different. That's cool.
That is my point. That's my point. Is fuck Sean Morash.
Okay, then we taking different routes to the same house. We good.
I'm just saying. I wanted to ask you a question. To his comment about being at the facility, how many guys, and keep it a buck, how many guys see that bye week and be like, "Yo, Q, man, you know what? I'm not gonna go to Vegas this week. I'm gonna stay here, put in some extra hours." Who's at the facility during the bye week? Keep it a buck. Who's still there?
Damn, that's a good question. To be honest with you, I think most guys, I mean, not everybody leaves though. That's the thing. Not everybody leaves and goes on vacation. Some dudes just don't come to work.
I
gotta think about it like that.
respect that. I respect
You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's just a week off from work. I mean, who's not gonna take advantage of that? You know?
I mean, I thought that was pretty simplified, reasoning. Hey, it's a week off, but I mean, according to Sean, Zach should have been there. So let's just give this scenario. Let's say Zach wanted to put in more work. Which coach who's already abandoned their families? And you know what I mean?
Right.
Ignored their kids.
Who are you implying that applies to, Andrew?
I mean, Kev, we know the former coaches who didn't like their families. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I'm old. My memory is bad.
I just want to know which coach is still at the stadium at the training facility with that bye week.
Yeah, I don't think anybody. And you got to think about it. Coaches already are the hours they put in are worse than what we put in. So
right,
out of there.
Right. So it just to hear some stuff like that, I'm like, why all the hate? Why all the hate? I hate you. I don't even know you when I hate your guts. They hate it so bad, and then they lose, and then the Giants lose. And
now it's the Jets Super Bowl.
And now it's the Jets Super Bowl.
Yo, that is the lamest form of code, by the way. That is so lame. Your team is 2-6, bro. Just wallow in the misery and either find a better angle or just shut up.
Or act like you've been here before. It's the same problem I have with Yankee fans. Like when Yankee fans say, "Yeah, we got 27 rings," so act like you act like it. I've seen more championships than up. Then act like it.
Why? But why y'all bringing up rings from before black people were even allowed to play? Really?
Prohibition rings,
It's 2023. We bringing up prohibition rings for real.
segregation rings.
Black people were allowed within 100 yards of a baseball field, and we're talking about rings for men.
This is a picture of Babe. This is a picture of Babe Ruth in the colored section of a game, and the fan is like leaning over with his hand. He's pointing to his hand, and
I remember that.
just stop it. You remember that? Just stop it. All right. There's no need to hate. We're 4-3. We've been hurt all season. We may not even make it to the playoffs. We're having fun. You guys just traded Leonard Williams. You're selling. It doesn't make any sense, bro. For the
And also, can we cut the big brother foolery too? First of all, the Giants have like the third worst record in football for the last decade. So the Giants have not been big brothering anybody for 10 years now. Let's start with that. And number two, most importantly, when you're big brother, you don't have to walk around and tell people you're big brother. You just do big brother shit. And everybody knows you're big brother. That's it. Think about your families. We all have the person in the family who's just the person who everybody goes to, the authority. Like, I don't care who it is. It's that person never has to walk around and say, yo, you must listen to me or else. Like, no, they just do shit. Like, that's what they do. That's their role. We all know the role. That's the role. Big brother doesn't have to walk around and puff their chest like, yeah, I'm big brother. You got to respect me. Like, no, we know you're big brother. And the Giants are not. Just because y'all won a Super Bowl 12 years ago and then 16 years ago previously, that don't make y'all big brother now. Y'all have been the same brand of stink the Jets have been for the last decade. So
right. Enough. Stop the hate. Enough. Usually we take this part of the segment to hate on other things that we don't like during the week.
Can I do a little bit of hate?
Oh, you
Giants fans? I'm hating. With Giants fans, it is so funny because it's like they were talking a whole bunch of like today on Twitter was unbearable. They were talking a whole bunch of cash shit. They're like, oh yeah, someone actually had the nerve to say Dexter Lawrence and Quinton Williams don't belong in the same sentence because Dexter Lawrence had 15 pressures against a center who's not a center, and Quinton Williams didn't have any pressures. I don't know why. The Giants passed the ball 14 times. They had 14 fucking pass attempts. Did you want him to get 15 pressures on 14 attempts? What the fuck did you want him to do? So it's like, you gotta hear this. Like, the thing with Giants fans is just, a lot of their bullshit just does not make any sense on like a mental level. It's just like, what, like them and Dolphins fans, it's just like, what are you guys looking at? What are you guys watching? And then the best part now is older Giants fans will probably be rationalizing Daniel Jones coming back because John Mara is like, Dabo, if I see Tyrod Taylor or another quarterback that's not Daniel Jones again, you're getting fired. He started 3 games, and I'm damn sure if you start a fourth, your ass is on the line. I don't care what the record is. I do not want to see this man start 4 fucking games. I don't care how good he is.
Listen, I don't care what the Giants say. I don't care what anybody else say. That news dropping at the before I could eat my bacon, egg, and cheese this morning. The Giants were telling us that Daniel Jones was cleared yesterday. You can't tell me there wasn't some nefarious business going on there. I don't care what they say. You could have told us this Tuesday, Wednesday. You could have told us this at any point. The Giants are not playing tomorrow. You could have told us this at any point.
They told us immediately.
The minute Monday started. Half of New York haven't even read their newspaper yet. If people even still read it. But that's neither here nor there.
Immediately. All right, let's
they telling us that. Go ahead.
Let's speed this up. Shout out to the haters out there. Can't really do that. Real quick. Spooky season, Jets future. Trick or treat. Q. 4-3. You got Chargers Monday Night Football. Chargers a bad prime time. Future is looking. It's a softer part of our schedule. Not too soft because it's some. Of course, we got to play Miami still. If you have to play Miami, got to play the Patriots again. Got to play the Bills again. Go to Vegas. Who else? Play the Commanders.
Falcons.
So
Browns.
It's not that easy of a remaining schedule. So how's the future look for you for the Jets? Trick or treat?
To be honest with you, I would kind of say treat just because I feel like the hardest part of the schedule was before the bye. Like these teams, they're getting better, and as the season goes on, you're going to get better and improve. So they could turn it around. But right now, these teams don't look as hard as the Chiefs, the Eagles. You know what I mean? So I guess that's a tough start. Cowboys looking good. Then obviously they're not as good as they looked in the beginning, but they're still looking good. I think they just won yesterday too. So I don't know. I mean, it looks treat, but we'll see. Any given Sunday.
Exactly. Any given Sunday, Jude, trick or treat, the Jets' future outlook.
I'm gonna go a little bit more on the treat side. I know I'm taking a big stand here. I'm gonna go a little bit more on the treat side because I mean, at the very least, these offenses don't really scare me. Like besides Miami, which is a different animal, the rest don't scare me. Am I supposed to be scared of Josh Allen? I mean, is he gonna target Whitehead again for 4 times this time? Maybe 5? Maybe he'll be his leading receiver this time. He was the second leading receiver last time. So yeah, it's like Josh Allen. I'm not scared of Josh Allen.
Josh
And the
Allen
rest of the
faces
schedule is
competition.
The rest of the schedule isn't that scary. So yeah, a little bit of a treat. We'll see.
Yes,
I mean, we're going to see Kev, trick or treat.
I'll say treat. Like I think the defense.
You can be honest. I know. I feel trick coming out of you. I feel it.
No, listen. Drew was the one I was expecting trick from. Like me, I say treat. Like I was expecting trick from Jude. I'll talk to him after the show. I have words for him. Anyway,
we need honest answers, bro. Just because I'm on here doesn't mean you got to switch.
Right? No, Jude just does this because he don't like confrontation. But that's we an hour on that. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave that alone. I'll say treat. Simply because my brand of fandom these days, listen, the Jets have a backup quarterback play. Like, that's just what it is. They are in every game. It does not matter the opponent, which is the funny part. The Jets could play the worst team in the league. That shit's going down to the wire. They could play the best team in the league. That shit's going down to the wire. That's just how they're built.
Yeah.
So I think their defense is good enough to carry them to meaningful December games. What they do in those games, hey, anybody's guess. Who the hell knows? But I would like to see them. I would say trick with my chest puffed out more if they just get a wide receiver who could get open. I don't care who it is. I don't care how they got to get them. Just get somebody who could get open besides 17. We know 17 is him. We all got eyes that work. Yeah. Stevie Wonder could tell you 17 is him. He's that guy, right? Get him some help. Because basically the Jets offense right now is, can 17 or 20 do superhuman shit?
Yeah.
If they can, you could score. If they can't, you cannot. So, like, they need some kind of help. I'm not asking for 2014 Julio Jones, although that would be fire. Not asking for that. Give me Hunter Renfrow, and I'm a happy guy. If your trade deadline is, let's say they trade Carl Lawson for Hunter Renfrow, fine. Sign me up for it. Fine. A secondary player who can get open on a semi-regular basis is all I'm asking for. But I think the defense is good enough, especially if Zach is just not going to play destructive football. I think the defense is good enough to get them to a place in December where they're playing meaningful football. But right. Jude, you disappointed me with the cowardice, man. I'm
afraid. Okay. I'm going to say this right quick. I'm afraid.
Play trick, man. Play trick.
Trick, man.
There's nothing wrong with. There's good points for it to be tricked. To be honest with you, there are some good points for it to be tricked. There are some
mainly, it's just my biggest fear is that the defense is amazing, so wonderful. The offense just feels like a house of cards to me. It just feels like all these close games are just like eventually the ball. I mean, we've seen it enough times throughout God knows how long the ball starts bouncing the other ways. I'm afraid these close games, the ball's going to start bouncing the other way, and that's why I was upset. I mean, I wasn't upset the Jets won. I was like, damn, I really wish the Jets could have had a prettier win because it's like every time it's just like you're teetering on that edge, and now it's just like, oh my God, when's the other shoe's going to drop of this? And it was just like too much. So yes,
thank you, Q, for getting this out of him. I don't know how you managed to do it. I need to a page out of your playbook. Thank you. Thank you for saying that too about the pretty wins there. I have sat here. I've known Jude 7 years, 8 years, however long. Jude has hit me with about 15 different versions of winning is an aphrodisiac. Like, yes, that quote. Like 15 different versions of that. It doesn't matter how you win. Just do it. Please. I don't care how you win. I just want a quarterback who's not going to turn the ball over. I just want to win. Jude has hit me with that for a decade. And now, quite literally, that is what the Jets are doing. Yes, their record could be better. Cool, they're 4-3. It's not like they're solidified into a playoff spot. Okay, understood. They're winning game. Yesterday was granted they turned the ball over twice. I get it, The second one, I don't know what you want them to do. The third string center came in, raining, you know the drill. They're doing exactly that. And Drew's like, nah, not like this. No, not like this.
Listen, that's why I say you can't look at Zach Wilson as like, right now, it'll help you the way you view the team. If you view it as you got a backup quarterback right now.
Right.
Because if you view it any other way, you'll be frustrated.
Yeah.
That's true. Thank you. That's true.
Listen, y'all said enough. I'm not gonna really go too far into it. I'm gonna say trick and treat. I'm gonna do Jude and do a hedge.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Listen,
no,
I'm gonna do a hedge. I can't listen.
Trick or treat, not
No,
trick or treat.
I can't. I can't.
Into the show case.
I can't say trick because thus far in 7 games, we shouldn't even be in a position where we're even thinking positively for the rest of the season.
They won 4 games, sir.
Right, but you mean it's 4 games with everything considered. There's nothing.
What is the record?
That doesn't mean anything. Let me get my point.
What did Bill Parcells say? What you mean don't mean nothing? What did Bill Parcells say? You are what your record says you are.
Let me get my point off. My point is, at this point during the season, all things considered, 4 wins. It's definitely a treat for me because we shouldn't have 4 wins. The trick is, every time we win, we lose a body. How long can we win? And at the expense of our players. So
they gotta start drawing straws.
Right,
at this point, it's just like you guys.
Who's next? Who wants to be out for 3 weeks? And who's going to be out for 5 weeks? I don't know. We've already lost 2 guys for maybe the whole season. But I'm hoping that it is going to be a treat for us coming down the wire, and maybe Aaron Rodgers comes and ends our misery, and leads to an impromptu Super Bowl. I really don't know. But I want to jump to this next segment real quick. Before we do this segment, Quincy, you remember the time I DM'd you and I said we should do a podcast together?
That was like maybe a year or 2 ago.
And what was the title? Q&A with Q&A. That was the title that was the idea that I had. From a professional standpoint, a former player who's on the professional side, but a novice like me. And it was Quincy and Andrew with Q&A with Q&A. So instead, it's going to be a segment real quick. We have 2 questions from our patrons. Stefan asked, what do you think about the wide receiver core, and what are your thoughts on Robert Saleh?
I know I gave you the stop, but I can give you another 5 minutes. What was I going to say? Can you repeat the question one more time? My bad, bro.
What are your thoughts on Stefan K asked, what are your thoughts on the wide receiver core? What are your thoughts on Robert Saleh?
I really like Robert Saleh. I think he seems like a good dude. I met him. I saw the way that he, stands in front of his team, and the presence that he has while he's there. As far as the receivers, though, I want them to play better. I think going into the season, I felt like there were some things that I saw that guys could have improved on and needed to improve on when they got here. And, there's still some room for that, so that's like my diplomatic answer. I think I really like G-Dub. I like him a lot. I like Lazard when he's focused and on. Like, I think he could get better at running routes, but he's had the ability to come up big, in a few times. So, then obviously, you got X back there now. I think that he's still growing, though. He was an undrafted guy, still has some room to get better. So that's a tough spot. But yeah, it's a room that needs to improve their play a little bit.
Most definitely. And Rob, Mind of Rob Abstract asks, you want to know what your thoughts should be done on the wide receiver at the trade deadline, or if the Jets don't make a trade, what should the Jets do in the offseason?
I thought this last draft they would draft a receiver. I kind of thought they would.
So did I.
I think it might not be a bad idea to do it now. If you don't get anybody by the trade deadline, then I think it would be helpful. I don't see why not.
A reason.
But listen, I also understand. I'll say this. I also understand that if you have Aaron Rodgers, you assume that he's going to really elevate the play of everybody. So
Yeah, listen, we got to come. We're going to have you come back on and talk about that because I personally believe that's a myth about certain players, about Aaron Rodgers. But we're gonna get back. We'll get back into that. If you made it this far into the show, just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor. Should have shouted us out early in the beginning. Shout out to our sponsor, dadscool2.com. Shop dadscool2.com. Use promo code
Oh my goodness
and
gracious.
get 10% off of your merch. Dadscool2.com. Shout out to our sponsor. Our sponsor was definitely there with us yesterday at the game.
Hey, man, the
Kev
dad
always
get tired
likes.
of laughing at those photos. I don't want to be here no more, man.
Hey, listen,
the
man.
dad get tired of
Listen, Q,
laughing at them. I don't want to be here no more, bro. So good.
Q, we gonna send. We gonna send Q. We gonna send Q some stuff because Q makes our merch look real good, man. So we'll send Q some stuff. That's Q.com. Shout out to our sponsor, man. Since you have time, I don't. So last time you were here with us, you didn't have this segment. Part of my background. Last time you were here, we didn't have this segment on the show. Juice Groove. So we have enough time for this beautiful segment that's coming up. Yeah, Jude. We'll get into it.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Pull up a seat and get off your feet for Jude's Grooves.
So when Jude's gonna recite some lyrics that are randomly selected, he has no idea what the lyrics are, and he does a terrible job reading them. So Jude, this is let Q hear you get down some grooves.
Let me hear it.
If Q's internet suddenly goes out, I'm sorry. So let's go. Papa coming home, like to give you that raw. Favorite positions from the back door. Girl, you know the drill. Don't ask no questions. You already know. Tonight's your night, girl. Yes. I'm trying to give you that ding to make you say yes. From the kitchen floor down to the fireplace. Yes. Incense burning. Your body's talking that shit to me. Cancel that phone. Okay. The only time I'm trying to hear is your moan. Yes. You're already topless. No panties on. Yes. Okay. And I've been thinking about this all day long. You're giving me the fire, though. Yes, he's been saying yes a lot to this. He's really excited. Papa's coming home, like to give you that raw. Favorite positions from the back door. Girl, you know the drill. Don't ask no questions. You already know. Papa's coming home, like to give you that raw. Favorite positions from the back door. Girl, you know the drill. Don't ask no questions. You already know. Thank you. You said that already. So, is your girl Jenny home? Yes. Call her up and tell it's about to be on. Yes. Tell her don't show if it's 8 heels and dongs. Yes. I can already see it. Ooh, what a feeling. Just don't. Okay. Yes. Get jealous if I hit that too hard. Yes. Cause you come first. You know you're my heart. Yes. Because he'll always be yours, girl. I'm about to turn you out. I don't know what he's affirming. I mean, I really appreciate his power.
Are you reading it like you don't know it? Or are you like?
No, he don't know the songs. That's what makes the segment.
I don't know it.
He said, "Are you reading it like you don't know it, though?" He doesn't know it.
I don't know it. I appreciate you staying through this, Q.
Oh my god!
I am glad your internet did not go out.
It's one of my favorite parts of every week.
I appreciate you reading me the song, bro.
Bro, oh my god!
Oh my god!
Make sure you guys follow Quincy Enunwa on X or Twitter, we call it at Quincy Quincy Enunwa Enunwa. Former playmaker at Nebraska and the New York Jets. He works for the New York Jets right now currently. Definitely appreciate you for coming on the show and hanging out with us, man. Definitely got to do this again. Love your reviews, love your breakdowns, man. I know people give you a hard time about what you're watching and stuff like that, but they don't have the authority, man. They've never been there. You know what I mean? Never been there. You've been there, and it's only been a year.
They can say whatever they want, man. You know, it's all good.
It's only been a year, man. You just started with this, dealing with the fans. I know last episode we were talking about the relationship between the fans and the players and current athletes, former athletes, whatever. And you're seeing the other side now of dealing with people, you being critical of, probably your favorite player or something like that. They take it too personal. But we love what you're doing. Love your growth, man. Keep doing what you do, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Definitely appreciate you coming out, man.
Of course, anytime.
That's going to be it, though, for us, guys. We saying bye for now. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, on Twitter at MyPod69. Make sure you follow Kevin Lewis at KayleeW24. Also, tune into Underdog. Subscribe to Underdog Fantasy Network. Listen to the show, the only two teams that matter with Coley Nick. Of course, follow the groovy one, Jew Truth at Jew Truth. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast, _initial pod on TikTok.
Oh, my goodness.
Stay inspired by 69, y'all. Peace.
Take it easy.